Thank you so much, Mr. Lehman. I'm so happy to be here.
And thank you very much for giving us all of your time without asking us to give you huge money to compensate. But like I warn my listener that it is always good to take good advantage of a time like this than to wait until when Namo will say, okay, consultation fee is XYZ. And then you start to say, oh no, if only I knew, you know, to have listened to him when he was doing it all for free. Okay, this evening is that time that you want to slow it down on whatever it is that is in your front at the moment. You just want to give a bit of time to listen carefully to what he has to give us to understand regarding the way we should be uh, eating and the things that we should be doing. If we are not yet doing it, we should be doing it. And if we are already doing it and it is harmful to our health, he will tell us, slow it down on that. Let's start with habit. It is said that it is easy to form habit, but very hard to discard the habit. Some of those habits that usually affect our um, health, especially as it has to do with dieting. There are some errors, things that you shouldn't commit, that you're committing. Sam says he knows all about that and he is ready to give you hints on that. Sam, those diet errors
Yeah.
that should be corrected right now, let's get to know some of them.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful question. So the first diet error I'll talk about is the habit of drinking water, cold water, most especially. And so it is very wrong to drink water that is cold below room temperature. I actually heard someone on YouTube, a medical doctor who also propagates healthy living. It's quite popular. We don't want to mention his name, and he was actually saying that drinking water that is refrigerator cold is not bad. That's not true. Well, he's a doctor. They're not totally trained to be nutritionists, so they are pharmacologically oriented much more than they are food or nutritionally oriented. So I understood that. Don't take any water that is very very cold. Don't take any water that is already blocked, or you go for room temperature, or better still, warm water. That's the best actually. Warm water. In China, the drinking of warm water or very hot water is very common, and those people are very conscious of healthy lifestyles. And the other common mistake people do, that this one is not about nutrition.
No, sorry, before you
Okay.
get there,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say I truly want to agree with you on this cold, extremely cold water thing.
Well, or any drink, be it
Yes, no, it doesn't necessarily have to be
water.
water, any liquid that is extremely cold. When you hold it, when you touch it, and you see the tip of your fingers, you see what it does to the flesh of your fingers. It's something that is good enough to give you some little understanding of what it could do when it gets to inside.
Mm-hmm.
Now, your finger is covered with skin,
Mm.
and yet the water, I mean, the coldness of the water will shrink it and give it a kind of form of a contraction, strong contraction.
That's right.
Now, you could imagine by the time you store terrible heat, I mean, sorry, terrible cold inside your stomach that it doesn't have means of pushing it out. So it means within it is just passing it to all of the systems
Mm.
and then shrinking them, contracting them,
Yes.
and I also heard that it doesn't even I mean it doesn't even do well with the fat inside the body. When the fat in the body, you don't need much fat in the body, but the one that is inside the body, if it comes in contact with extremely cold condition, it kind of makes it even more difficult for the body to get along with. So I think I truly agree with you that the the too much of cold thing is not good for the body. But do you know that there are some people that even swallow ice block? Yes, yes, there are.
No, of course, some of us did. Particularly, I did it. Of course, some of us made. Most of us
When
made
we're
of that
young,
mistake when we're
yes,
young.
yes, we
You know.
did that. But then that is to say, it when without it's childhood thing. But
No, but some adults still do it
no,
anyway.
no, I'm saying that that was innocent years.
Yes.
But then, if at this age that you know the benefit of your health, and as a child, you still have your body system quite strong, stronger than you are now. So, if at this age you are still doing that, I don't know what you are inviting to your body. So, please, let's try to be sure that we reduce the amount of it. I'm sure Sam is not saying we shouldn't take anything cold at all, but then when it is extremely cold, that's when it becomes harmful, isn't it?
No, no, let it be room temperature cold.
Okay.
So room temperature cold is not extremely cold per se.
Okay.
You know, so room temperature is just this normal room warmth.
Well, but then why I'm thinking maybe we should not also say that it must not be cold at all. What about in these hot conditions? Somebody wants to take something that is a little bit colder than room temperature.
The truth is, let me shock you. In China, the hotter the weather, the hotter the water they take. You know, when it comes to
No,
tradition,
Sam.
when it comes to traditional medicine or
Yes.
alternative medicine, those are kings. You know, they have carried out studies, they have practiced those things for years. Unfortunately, we in Africa jettisoned our own traditional medicine when the white man came and lampooned our traditional medicine. So our forefathers were not proud enough. So some of those knowledge they had with them, most of them died with it because they were embracing the Western style of medicine. But the Chinese, stick to theirs. So years and years of practice have actually made them come up with postulations often now and then.
Sam.
So they eat. Let me repeat that before you interrupt me again. They drink. The hotter the weather is, the hotter the
No,
water they
hold on,
drink.
hold on.
Yeah.
Before someone will tell us that what's the
No, I'm sure some of them have gone to China. So in China, the cold water is called pink shui. So shui is water. Pink shui.
But then, do you know that? Let's not go far as to China.
Yes.
These Niger people,
Yeah.
you find them here in Nigeria, and more of the times they drink. There is this tea they take. I think it's black.
Yeah.
Black tea.
Sure.
They. Hardly will you find a buzu person that will not be fanning his fire most
Yes.
of the times
Yes.
to take that, and regardless of any weather condition, whether the weather is cold or hot,
Yes.
they are constantly on that.
That's right.
So I think it's not only Chinese people that.
Oh, okay, amazing. All right. Of course, the Buzu people didn't lose their culture completely,
Yes.
like most of us
Yes.
Africans did.
They are most. You find them. They go about with their fire, stove that cool.
Yes, and I've heard people making fun of them, but
Yes.
of course they never knew better. But the truth is that that hot tea drinking habit is an ancient practice, that has been passed down from generation to generation and has been sustained by these these Buzu people.
If you look at them, they're very tough.
They're very healthy,
Very,
yeah, they are. Except that now they have inculcated the habit of taking too much sugar and it's beginning to affect them though.
Oh,
Because I have quite a few of them as friends and they don't joke with sugar.
oh dear.
And when I tell them I don't take sugar too, the way they look at me with this
No, I think that those are
disposition.
the modern ones, but then
Okay.
the older ones. I mean, the ones I used to know.
Yeah.
This tea I'm talking about is the bitter type.
Yeah, the natural tea. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh God.
terribly
Sure.
bitter.
Yeah, from
But
natural
then
leaves.
they would add sugar, but not
Not much.
not. It is not even this conventional sugar we know. There is
Okay.
one hard one like that.
Okay.
And it is not too sweet. Even no, I've tasted that tea. Even as they will add the sugar, you will still feel the bitterness of the tea.
All right. Beautiful.
Yes. Okay. So you were talking about okay, hot liquid or room temperature liquid
Yeah,
is good for the body.
sure is.
So that's one that we
Mm.
have learned. Which other one were you going into?
Okay, most of the times we have this eating culture that um, segregates the most important part of most of the foods we eat, and what we're left is chaff to feed upon. I'm talking about our seeds most especially, or even fruits. So every seed has a natural covering, the outermost covering, which is called um, the okay, that of fruit is called epicap.
Mm,
Okay, so that of seed is called the bran.
mm,
All right, so when you have your brown rice, for instance, and it is polished, the bran has been taken away.
okay.
The same thing happens with wheat. So most of the wheat that had been turned into flour,
Mm,
the bran, has been taken away. And so also it is with the end product we make from maize or sorghum or millet into akamu or kunu. So what we do is to go blend this thing and then take out this outermost covering, which is
mm.
actually the fiber
The
that the body
skin.
needs. Yeah, that's actually the most nutritional part of that seed. So this bran is characterized with fiber. It is like 80% fiber. It contains a high amount of protein. It contains a high amount of healthy fat, and this healthy fat is actually called omega 6 acid or ecopentanoic acid, which is very very good for the immune system. And so when you take that part of the seed out, then you're just left with chaff to feed yourself upon. So that's
Oh.
another nutritional habit that we're getting wrong. The other one
Okay,
is
sorry. Before you
okay.
get to the other one, let
Yeah.
me quickly remind my listener the phone numbers again, so that if someone wants to ask you a question on drugs as we try to improve our health. Okay, Sam, you can continue. You were talking about the food we can. I mean, were you talking about the chaff that we normally
Okay, I was
would
I was actually I
feed
was,
on?
I was actually done with that. I want to move on to something else that is not diet related,
Oh,
because
okay,
if
okay.
I am to talk about diet, then I don't think 24 hours will be enough for me to talk about the errors that we make when it comes to diet.
All right.
So let me move to the other one, which is very common. In fact, I'm even called a culprit
Okay.
in that one right now. It has to do with the shoes that we wear. Right now, I'm actually wearing a shoe that is tight, and that is very wrong. It affects the body negatively and distorts the general well-being of the body. And that is because there are. I'll talk about Chinese medicine again. In Chinese medicine, it is believed, and of course, it is a fact, that the body has got some energy points, and most of these energy points are concentrated around the feet.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the sole of the feet. And so this part of the body doesn't need to be put under any unnecessary pressure or strain, with the shoes that we wear, especially the high heel shoes that women wear. And so when you put that part of the body under that kind of tight condition, you are obstructing, the easy flow of this energy network. And at the end of the day, it could result to headache. For instance, if the shoes you're wearing is pinching you around your toe, it is directly affecting your head, and subsequently you could start having headache and start wondering where that headache might have come from. It could also affect your energy level, because it could also make you depressed. It could result to waist pain, most especially for those who are wearing high heels. So those are some of the mistakes that we make. But like I said, I'm also a culprit. I'm wearing one right now that is a little bit tight. I shouldn't do that, but it is actually better to know the right thing, know what to do right before you break the rules.
Do
Yeah.
you know that there was something I found out one time? Um, okay, let's see if somebody is wanting to talk to us. Hello? Sorry about that break. I need to check something. Okay, we'll soon be taking a break, but then uh, I found out at one time that Sam, I don't know if you've come across this, that we not stepping on bare ground with the soles of our feet is really, really depriving us of something that we should be benefiting.
Benefiting from.
Yes, that
Mm-hmm.
you know, just like when you have the wiring of the house,
Mm-hmm.
you have the third wire that goes to the ground, which is called the earth.
Mm.
That nature has made it possible for us to have that effect through
Mm.
the soles of our feet.
Yeah.
When we allow the soles of our feet to touch the bare ground,
Mm-hmm.
we discharge excess electricity that has been discharged, I mean, into our body by, I mean, excuse me,
Sorry about that.
sorry about that, from the brain.
Yes.
That we sometimes don't realize how much we are accumulating excess charges, electrical charges in our
Mm.
body
Mm.
by not allowing our feet to touch the ground.
Yeah.
And I come to realize that somebody may even spend close to a year without really, really touching the ground with
You
the
know.
soles of the feet.
Yeah.
Because in the house, you are stepping on tiles
Mm-hmm.
or on
Rug
rugs,
or carpet.
yeah, or carpet. When you are going out, you are on your shoes.
Yes.
So you may spend close to a year. Your feet, I mean your soul has not touched
The
bare
soil.
ground.
Yes.
No, we are not talking about cement now, but
Mm-hmm.
real ground.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
So and more people will think that, oh, they are protecting the soles of their feet.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, your feet will look clean and nice, but then what about the body?
Yeah, that's very true. I'm happy you brought that part. As a matter of fact, there is a content on my YouTube videos, and I'll encourage you to go there
Mm.
and listen to or watch and listen to more contents that will benefit you. It's actually called Sam Namo. NAMO is the Namo. So in that video, I was talking about how we are all electrical beings, and the Earth itself is known to contain some electrical charges. And so when the earth and our bodies come in contact, miracles begin to happen, because we actually tap electrons from the earth surface. That's when we come in contact with the barefooted. All right, and these electrons in turn help to prevent what is called oxidation of the major organs or tissues in our bodies. All right, because they serve as antioxidants that prevents oxidation that could subsequently lead to inflammation of the vital tissues in our body, that in the long run will lead to cancer or depression or even insomnia I talked about the other day. And so if you want to get rid of some of those degenerative diseases, or any disease at all that has defied Western medicine, I've been mysteriously sick some time ago, when I consciously, because I needed to work, so I engaged myself in an art that would get me sick. And it got me sick because I sat down for too long, I was indoors for too long. All those things are wrong. You need to step out, feel the sun, sometimes breathe some fresh air. You shouldn't be sitting down for more than two hours. If you have to sit for more than 2 hours, stand up after 2 hours, stretch for 15 to 20 minutes before you get back to that seat and all that. So I was in a room in one place, working on the system for so many days, for 5 days, and I got very, very sick.
Okay.
And
I was going to ask you that question. Now
yes.
that you brought it up, well, you'll be telling us more about that. I was going to ask you, ever since you started practicing this exclusive method of the good eating and so on, have you ever fallen sick one time? So you have given us a bit about it, but when we are taking a break, when we come back, you'll expatiate on that.
Oh.
You get to do that. And if you don't, or for us to quickly finish it up, because Sam Namo has a lot to say, but time is really, really showing us that we don't have much left. Okay, but let me quickly allow Sam Namo to give us more understanding on what we can do to help ourselves. And sorry about that if you have called and haven't picked. Sorry about that, because sometimes the network will be a bit slow right in the studio, but you can give it a try again, especially if you have called when we were playing music. You can call back now, and if you don't know the number, there are 08. Okay, Sam.
Let them not flash. Let them call.
Okay, let's get to hear you.
Oh, okay, beautiful. Of course. The thing that actually make us sick, you know, most of them, there could be some that are autoimmune generated, as in for just no cause.
Hmm.
You know, the sickness could just come due to some DNA related reasons,
Yeah,
or for some reasons that doctors themselves cannot explain. So, but that is only 10% of the time. But most of the time it's due to our own, you know, misgivings. And there's one of those things was what I was trying to explain earlier, that I am a culprit to one of those shortcomings, wearing of shoes. We're not supposed to wear shoes naturally, you know. It's funny, right?
You know why I'm laughing?
No, please don't.
We had laughed at our great grandfathers.
Yeah.
You know, when we see them, when we see their pictures of those working barefooted to the farm and so
Yes.
on, I say, oh no, look at
This local man.
all right.
No, but those fathers of ours that were working barefoot, you know, to the farm, were actually connecting with Mother Nature, because Mother Nature is electrical, just like we are. And so when we come in contact with Mother Nature, we draw up electrons, and we also lose, you know, some toxins. So there's an exchange, you know, of byproducts. So we're drawing up electron from the earth. The earth is taking off toxins from our bodies through, you know, major points on our souls that are called the energy points. In fact, they are concentrated more on the feet. And the Almighty God, you know, knows that within the whole body, it is that part of the body that would come in contact with friction, most especially. And of course, it is intended for this frictional surface to be the surface of the earth. And so most of those energy points are there. So when you wear shoes, you're blocking them from, you know, having that natural contact with the surface of the earth. And also when you wear especially shoes that are tightening you, like the one I'm wearing right now that is tightening me, you know, it will end up obstructing the flow of these energy points on the feet. And so when I get back home right now, I'm expecting to get tired. I'm expecting to probably I won't have headache, because I know the part of the feet that will bring me headache. So I am trying to avoid the tip of my toe is where it's connected to the head, you know, through that energy pattern. All right.
Okay.
So I'm trying to withdraw
go
it backwards so that it doesn't touch that part of the shoe that will pain me, so that I won't get headache later. Okay. Now that's why it is said it is better to know the rules of a particular thing, then you can go ahead to break the rules. Yeah. So
But you see, what you're saying now tells me that people that design women's shoe have really given them more advantage than us, because more of their shoes are open.
yeah.
No, they hardly will have shoes that are totally covering the soles. I mean, the entire foot. You have their toes shooting out,
Yes.
and so on. It's only of recent that men start to want to wear palm sandals and so on. More of the times it is vamp shoes,
You know.
and so that has been giving us some deprivations that we didn't take care of.
Yeah, I like this point you're just bringing right now. None of the shoes are actually safe. That's the truth. None of them, because even the ones that we call palm sandals, you know, or semi shoes, have got soles that are insulated, so they are completely insulating us, you know, from having contact with Mother
Sam,
Nature.
if we have to go that way, then it means we are going the direction of our great grandfathers.
Yes, that's the best. That's the best way to go. There's a doctor. He's not a medical doctor. He's one of those naturopathic doctors. I can't practice it. Some people do it. So I'm just about giving an example of a doctor in Kenya who has not worn shoes for 15 years. I know another one that has not worn shoes for 2 years. I can't do that. I can't do that. But if you can, please
But
go ahead and do it.
No. But you just took my attention
Okay,
to
great.
some certain church
Yes,
that we normally will laugh at them
you know.
when they will
Oh,
wear.
okay. The white garment churches.
So that is to say, they have what we don't understand.
No, but that church really, do they really come in contact with with the surface, like the Mother Earth? Really, no,
Yes,
no, they.
no, but it's a rule that when you are in those in that garment,
Mm-hmm.
you don't wear shoes. So, and some people wear theirs from home.
Oh, seriously?
Yes,
Oh,
they wear.
they
So,
come barefooted from
yeah,
home?
yes.
Oh,
There
amazing.
are, yes,
Oh,
yes. There,
when next you see them, please clap for them and emulate them if you
I'm
can,
telling you,
because they're doing the right thing.
and they may not know, they may tie it to faith,
You
and it
know,
is really, really giving them more benefits.
it is. It is. It's actually giving them more. But if it is allowing the feet to act as the
Yes,
patient and the
yes.
earth to act as the doctor, if I could put it in that form,
Yes,
yeah.
and people will look at them and laugh at them and say, I know not only people going to church now,
Yeah.
but there are people in the villages
Yes. Yes. Quite a number
that
of them. Yes.
they wouldn't, not because they don't have shoes, but they just enjoy doing it, and they may also not know, they are not tying it to health, health treatment actually,
Yeah.
but they just do it because they like it,
Yes.
and it is helping them, they don't know.
Definitely. Definitely. Okay.
That's
We have a
fantastic.
call.
That's very fantastic.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, hello. All right, that couldn't connect well. Just keep trying. We don't have much time left, but just keep trying. If network is not permitting it, don't let that discourage you. As soon as your call comes through, I will just put you on the microphone direct without you even knowing that I have your call ready. So just when I pick you, what you will remember to do is to ensure that you drop the audio volume on your radio once your call is connected. Don't wait until I pick it, because if I pick it and it is making the noise, wow, 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 I will let us know. Since we are running out of time,
Yeah.
let us quickly know some of those habits that we should practice, because sometimes there are certain kind of foods that we will want to say, no, this one is not convenient for me. Like I know before we came on the microphone, I was telling you that I choose certain seeds or certain nuts,
Yes.
then I'll throw away the chaff. And you said, oh, that was a wrong thing to do. Okay, let's talk to this. Hello, how are you? Oh, but you don't sound like somebody that is ready to talk to me. Be more lively on the radio. Okay, so let's hear you. Where are you calling from? And yeah, go on to talk to me. You can't hear me. Okay, the person can't hear me. All right. So quickly, let me know. You said it is not proper that I throw away the chaff of those nuts.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Most definitely. So okay. When we're talking about the tiger nut,
Yeah,
right, and
tiger
coconut,
nut and the coconut.
and so when you eat your tiger nut or coconut, that chaff that is normally the byproduct that we think is a waste product and throw away, that shouldn't be like that. That's actually the most important part of the fruit. Okay, because it is called fiber, and it is this fiber that the immune system actually needs to build itself, and become much more potent. So please, when you take aya or what is called tiger nut, or aya in Hausa, or coconut, or orange, okay, that part of the orange that's like a byproduct, please don't throw them away. Eat them. You mustn't eat them completely. Eat some. If you've eaten them to satisfaction, then you can enjoy the other the other liquid, of the orange.
Okay.
But it is very important you take them, because that's the fiber of the.
Okay, yeah, and you were saying the other time that we should not remove the back of seeds like what is it called?
Okay, like millet,
And millets and so on.
okay.
Somebody will say, grinding them together with that back will not make it smooth when you're eating. So, and when you have to take your camu and
Yes,
so on,
yes.
then what do you think? Should we allow it to be that coarse when you're?
Please, when you're eating, you're not really eating for fun. Okay, you're eating and taking this food as your medicine. Okay, and so if you want it to have the optimal effect on your body, you really need to keep fun aside and take it in a way that it will be beneficial to you. and that part of the seed that we normally grind and throw away is actually it's actually the bran part of a seed. For instance, that's the outer covering of a seed.
Yeah.
It's called bran.
Yeah,
The inner the inner one is called the germ.
Mm.
All right, and all those parts have their various function.
Yeah,
The bran most especially has the highest concentration of nutrients, and that's why you actually need it. So when you go to grind any of those seeds for pap or for pudding, please let it be grinded smoothly to the smoothest possible level. Okay, if you're using your blender, make sure you get a blender that is very strong, so that you blend it effectively. You don't need to sieve it. You need to take everything with that chaff. So long as you blend it smoothly, you'll be fine.
This studio. Wow. Okay, but then I would have loved us to continue with this, but time will not permit us to go beyond this level. Sam, just your parting words now, right now.
All right. Life is short, and if you must live it to the fullest, you have to take your food as your medicine, and take your medicine as your food.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming. I really want to appreciate the time you've given us. I believe another time we can still call upon you, and you will allow us to have a bit more of your time again.
Gladly, yeah.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure.
It's been wonderful, and that is the much we can take